Hello, this is DrSayus, and today I am reviewing Resident Evil Revelations on the Wii U. It was also on other consoles as well. Resident Evil Revelations for me is a mixture of Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 1. The only two other Resident Evil games I've completed. I would say it's more similar to Resident Evil 1, where your character runs in a slow jog. There's corridors everywhere and you navigate these through tank controls. Like Resident Evil 1, you need to get keys for different doors. There's some differences as well. New to this game is the scanner. You will use the scanner mainly to scan for things like items, like a key for the door. You'll scan corpses for things that you need as well. It's pretty useful. You'll be using the scanner throughout the whole adventure. Throughout the game there's hordes of enemies that you need to take care of. There's 4 types of guns. First quarter of the game you're basically just stuck with a pistol the whole time. I was playing this game on the hardest difficulty, so for me the difficulty was really bad at the start, but once I started getting different weapons it kind of got a bit easier. The levels are quite linear. Most of the time you play as Jill. Well, what happens is it's an open world game. You could technically go anywhere on the ship you want, but really you're set on this course. Once you get to where you need to go, the level ends and then the next level takes over. It's a nice concept, I like it. The story is interesting as well. I'm not going to spoil it, mainly because I've kind of forgotten about it, but I'm not going to spoil it. It's interesting anyway. It's your typical survival horror. It's well worth watching. There was a glitch in the game, I think it was the Snow Mountain level, where for some reason Chris was frozen in place. He didn't move. I think I did something where the game didn't want me to do, where I opened a door and then I walked back and he just kind of froze in place and I had to restart the game, but that's the only time that happened. You can't really shoot under the legs of the zombies. There's a clear space between their 2 legs, but whenever you shoot that, it'll attack their hitbox, which is a bit annoying. It's obvious they didn't expect you to like shoot under the legs, but I would try and do that if there was an explosive canister behind them. I would try and shoot it only to shoot the actual zombie. It's a minor nitpick. It's not like an FPS where you're running and gunning everywhere. If it was something like Apex Legends, obviously it would be a really big deal, but in something like Resident Evil Revelations, where accuracy isn't entirely important, it's not really that big of an issue. Like in Resident Evil 1, you have to conserve your ammo. It's not quite as bad as Resident Evil 1, but it's not a spray and pray game. Some of the bosses can really get in your nerves. Like there's this sort of human fused with a monster boss and it took me ages to beat him. They're bullet sponges. It was a pretty big difficulty spike where you're confined in this room and you have to run away from him and his minions and like attack him. There's no point shooting his minions because they keep respawning continuously, so you have to avoid his minions, shoot him and then keep running without getting killed. There's also canisters lying around that you can blow up, but I found them more of a hindrance. Like just try and not be near one when it blows up, or an exploding enemy. The rifle I found was very good against slow moving enemies like the bosses. There were some secret areas where you could get upgrades to your weapons. You'll want to find as many of these as possible. It just makes things a wee bit easier for you. You'll be able to improve your guns by using item boxes. You can also replace your guns for better guns as well. Overall, I find Resident Evil Revelations, it is probably my favorite zombie game on the Wii U. It's overtaken Zombie U, another game I'm very fond of. What it does worse than Zombie U is, unlike Zombie U, which was built for the Wii U, it utilized the gamepad perfectly. This game does a very lazy job with the gamepad. It's pretty much just used as a second screen. You can use it for inventory, but it's really best if you just play on the TV, because then you can see the map on the TV and it's just easier. You really don't need to use the gamepad for this at all. If you can play it on a more powerful console, I recommend you do so. I only have the Wii U version. It's still great on the Wii U. If you want slightly better graphics, play elsewhere. It's my favorite survival horror game on the console. I give it the full S rank. It's up there with Zombie U, another fantastic game. It just does things better. There's more variety in enemies. The setting's more interesting. There's like more puzzles and things like that. They're both very different games, but Resident Evil Revelations is the better one in my opinion. Hello guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe for more videos. Bye!